the bell's about to chime. Turnbuckle Talk, we're here to shine. Flagship on the airwaves, leading the pack. Breaking news, reviews, we've got your back. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat. From AEW to WWE, we cover it all from A to Z. Interviews, insights, and match reviews. If it's wrestling news, we've got the clues. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 8:05. It is Tuesday, August 5th, Tuesday night. Time for some Turnbuckle Talk, episode 435. He's back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Chris Best, doing this solo this week here. Got a lot of news coming out today. Let's get it all started. And right off the top, guys, we've got some news coming out of Triple Mania coming August 16th. It has been announced that Rey Mysterio will be appearing at Triple Mania 33, and he will be on hand to induct his buddy Konnan into AAA's Hall of Fame. Mysterio announced the following on Tuesday: "It's an honor for me to induct my brother at Konnan 5150, his Twitter handle, into the Hall of Fame this August 16th at Triple Mania." Konnan, as we all know, at the age of 61, he began wrestling in 1988 and would wrestle for the UWA EMLL, which is now known as CMLL, before leaving with Antonio Pena to launch AAA himself. In April 93, Konnan headlined the first Triple Mania with Cien Caras, with Konnan losing the match and being forced to retire, but he would go on and return several months later. He was legitimately one of the biggest stars in the industry, but would shift his career over to the United States, and that's where he would join ECW, WCW, TNA, basically ending his ties with AAA at the point. But eventually in 2004, he would return to AAA, and has been with the promotion consistently over the past 7 years. In 2023, Konnan was the one who inducted Rey Mysterio into the WWE Hall of Fame. And this is an amazing accomplishment for Konnan. He's a huge name in the Mexican wrestling scene. Give me just 1 second here. Yeah, he's a big name in the wrestling scene, having wrestled all over Mexico, as it was mentioned there, with the MLL, now known as CMLL, AAA, UWE, having wrestled some of the bigger names that we've seen. Rey Mysterio is one of them. Eddie Guerrero coming up to WCW and bringing in some of his boys from there. He brought up Rey Mysterio. He brought in Eddie Guerrero, and it was Konnan basically who opened our eyes to the Mexican wrestling circuit. We learned about him. My first impression of him was actually watching him on CMLL way back in the day. On Saturday afternoons, because we used to get Lucha Libre on TV up here in Canada, which was interesting. We saw guys like Konnan was, at the time, he was working for WCW, and he brought in it was through Konnan that basically the cruiserweight division that we come to know as in WCW was because of a guy like Konnan, who brought in, Rey Mysterio, La Parka, Ultimo Dragon. I think Ultimo Dragon came from Japan, but Eddie Guerrero, all them guys came up, and it was because Konnan had recommended to bring these guys in. Konnan also spent some time before forming AAA in the WWE, a very brief amount of time there, actually wrestling. He was going to be under the Max Moon character, but that didn't pan out, and somebody else got the Max Moon gimmick. But all in all, a huge congratulations goes out to Konnan. Rey Mysterio is going to be inducting him. That's going to be a major moment to look forward to at Triple Mania, as it says here. I'm wondering now, who else can we see go into that Hall of Fame? And one of these days, I'm going to have to take a look at who's already there. Konnan is definitely a man who I believe has been deserving for a very, very long time to go into AAA's Hall of Fame. Dare I say it, I wouldn't mind seeing him going into other Hall of Fames. Now, I know he didn't wrestle too much in WWE, but they're inducting wrestlers from all over. So Konnan could very well be a fit for that Hall of Fame as well. But it is definitely going to be a very happy, emotionally happy moment on that at that pay-per-view, which, by the way, as was announced, AAA will be airing on YouTube August 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Still uncertain about a Turnbuckle Talk, PLE Patrol. Still uncertain about that, but this is a huge thing. This is huge for Konnan. As he said, as it says here, he did help start off the AAA promotion. In April '93, he headlined the first Triple Mania against Cien Caras, with Konnan losing the match and being forced to retire. And it was just, it's about time. It's about time. But if you just give me just 1 second here. We've got some history-making news coming out of New Japan. We're going to travel from Mexico to Japan here. Hiroshi Tanahashi makes New Japan Pro Wrestling history in the G1 tournament by reaching 100 wins in the tournament. New Japan Pro Wrestling president and all-timer Hiroshi Tanahashi is used to breaking records. However, his latest achievement speaks volumes of his quality and longevity. Excuse me. Ace's most recent victory over Yota Tsuji in the 2025 edition of the G1 Climax took Tanahashi to 100 wins in the prestigious tournament. The 48-year-old veteran is the first wrestler to reach the century mark. Predictably, 2024 runner-up Tsuji made it very difficult for Ace to reach that coveted 100, targeting his knee throughout the bout, but in typical Tanahashi style, a sweet dragon suplex followed by a flurry of high fly lows was enough to stop Tsuji in his tracks. An understandably emotional Ace thanked the audience for their support before exiting their arena. This is an impressive number because of, I mean, these tournaments are, the G1 tournament is one of the most grueling wrestling tournaments out there. And for Tanahashi to reach that 100 wins, and this isn't just 100 wins in the one tournament, because that would be just insane. But this is over the span of how many tournaments he's taken part in. And crucially, the victory does keep Tanahashi well in contention for the G1 Climax title. His latest victory has moved him up 6 points to Block A. So the tournament is like you collect amount of points. Whoever has the most amount of points from Block A and Block B, I believe it is, will meet together in the finals, with the winner receiving a championship match at Wrestle Kingdom in January 2026, where it has been already announced that Hiroshi Tanahashi will have his last match at said event. And that's going to be a very emotional run as well. That's going to be extremely emotional when that happens. Um, he debuted in the G1 Climax all the way back in 2002. Let's take a look at some interesting stats about that contribute to his road to victory. I mean, at 25 years old was when he made his debut, and he made an immediate mark on the first G1 Climax in his first G1 Climax in 2002. He was marked as the star of the future alongside Shinsuke Nakamura, Katsuyori Shibata, and they were labeled as the new Three Musketeers. Ace debuted with a respectable 2 wins from 5 matches, but the big storyline of his tournament came on day 2 when Tanahashi defeated 7-time world champion and 2-time G1 Climax winner Kensuke Sasaki in just under 2 minutes. And believe me, folks, that is not an easy task to defeat Kensuke Sasaki in that short amount of time. Tanahashi's Ace's his most recent G1 triumph came in 2018 when it took him to 3 titles overall. Since New Japan's premier tournament was rebranded as the G1 Climax in 1991, only one wrestler has won more editions than Tanahashi, and that is the legendary Masahiro Chono, who has done that. Masahiro Chono has 5 tournament victories. Tanahashi is part of a group of 3 wrestlers who are the joint third in the list with 3 G1 titles overall. On that same level with Ace are Hiroshi Tanzan and Tatsuya Naito. And that's great company to be in right there as well. If Tanahashi can still win the 25 tournament, he will move into joint second alongside 4-time winner, current AEW wrestler Kazuchika Okada. This is these are impressive, and if he can get to 5, though, Ace once more is only 1 behind Masahiro Chono for overall G1 final appearances. That's not winning, that's just the final appearances. Hiroshi Tanahashi's 5 finals, place of second on the list behind Chono's unmatched 6 finals. Despite 11 finals between the two of them and having shared the ring well over 100 times, they've never faced each other in the G1 tournament, which to me, that's an interesting stat right there, given that I know that Masahiro Chono is still wrestling to this day, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, despite 11 finals between the two of them and having shared the ring, they've shared the ring against one another, but never in the G1 finals. Well over 100 times. They have never faced each other in G1 singles competition, let alone a final. So never in the tournament have they ever wrestled each other. Tanahashi's first G1 final came at his 3rd appearance, losing to fellow 3-time winner Hiroshi Tenzan in 2004. After a pair of underwhelming additions, Ace triumphed at the 6th time of asking, defeating New Japan legend and 2001 winner Yuji Nagata to win his first G1 in 2007. It would be another 6 years before Ace made the final again, this time losing to Tetsuya Naito to give him his first G1 title. And I want to credit this article that I'm reading to lastwordonsports.com's Jordan Osborne for writing this and giving us a complete history of Tanahashi's run in the G1. So getting to that 100 wins, that's impressive. That just adds to the long list, the long resume of one Hiroshi Tanahashi before he finally hangs it up at Wrestle Kingdom in January of 2026. Congratulations to you, Hiroshi Tanahashi, for that one. Now we're going to go on to we're going to fly on back over to the United States here. Got some interesting news coming out of TNA here. Per WrestleZone.com and Ojas Kulkarni. TNA President Carlos Silva has reacted to rumors of a new TV deal with AEW or A&E, sorry, and the CW networks. Wrestling Observer recently posted that TNA is possibly in talks with the A&E with A&E and CW for a new TV deal. He added that WWE might be involved in the discussions. It was added that WWE might be involved in the discussions because of its existing relationship with both networks. He said there's talk of it was said that there was also talk of airing TNA on Wednesday nights to directly compete with AEW Dynamite. Well, TNA president Carlos Silva did respond to these rumors during an interview with Mike Johnson, a PW insider, and he said that the rumors are just speculation for now. We're not talking to everybody. There has been a lot of great discussion over the last 60 days, sort of leading up to Slammiversary. Slammiversary did exactly what you wanted to do, which is create buzz and make and continue to elevate the TNA product. He believes Slammiversary helped generate excitement for the fans and for the broadcasters. It's helped us. It's helped move things along. Traditionally, August is a bit of a slow month in the media space. A lot of people are taking time off, getting kids back to school. We will continue to push in August as we get into September and drive to Bound for Glory. Hopefully we'll be able to get a handshake together. And if we need to dot the I's and cross the T's as we get through the year, we'll do that. That's what we're working on. It's tough every single day. It's what I worry about. I'm going to keep doing it until we get that right deal that continues to expand the audience for TNA. Having said that, with everything we're doing right now with Access, YouTube, TNA Plus, the numbers are all up and we continue to grow. That's just part of what you have to do to show potential partners the power and the potential of TNA wrestling. And you know what? These kind of deals are always being talked about. And that's just it. They're not just for all we know, these are just talks. There's no contracts being signed or anything like that. It's just more or less Carlos de Silva here, or Carlos Silva. Give me 1 second. He's talking to other networks, trying to gauge the interest in TNA on to these networks. And if these networks say no, then he just moves on to another network and talks to them and tries to see what they can do, try to see if he can gauge interest. That's all these talks seem to be right now. Have these talks happen? Yes. Have these talks gone further? We don't know. He seems to be playing his cards to his chest, but that's so far that's all that this seems to be right now. I'll tell you right now, since we're talking about deals here, let's talk about two WWE superstars who may be leaving the company. The WWE future of Karrion Kross and Scarlett is in serious doubt as their contracts with the company are due to expire this weekend. A new report indicates that as of Monday afternoon that there was no deal that had been offered to the duo, as far as we know. So this is where I'm going to stop right here because this is coming from Fightful Select. WWE has been playing it close to their chest as far as contract signings go. We thought, like, let's take a look at R-Truth, for instance, right? We all thought that he was released. He more than likely actually wasn't, and he was more than likely just negotiated a new deal and got what he got there. This has fueled intense speculation about their status with the company because as of August 4th, supposedly they were not backstage at Raw. But a new report has confirmed that the contracts for both Kross and Scarlett due to expire this coming weekend. And see, this is where the wording gets me here. It says a WWE higher up noted that new deals had not been offered with either performer. So that just leads me to believe that they just don't know yet. This comes just days after Karrion Kross concluded the high-profile matchup with Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. I firmly believe that there is going to be a deal struck here between Karrion Kross and Scarlett, because right now the stuff they're doing with Karrion Kross and Scarlett are just fantastic, and the crowd is eating it up. The crowd is loving what they're doing with Karrion Kross, and yeah, so I don't see why they wouldn't just strike a new deal. I get a feeling that a new contract will be negotiated and will be signed before we even know it. So I'm gonna just move on from that news story here, and we're gonna go back to Japan here because we do have some sad news here to report. Japanese wrestler and MMA fighter Tomohiko Hashimoto has sadly passed away at the age of 47. Tomohiko Hashimoto is known for his work in Japanese wrestling promotions such as DDT, Apache Pro Wrestling Army, Pro Wrestling A Team, which he served as the founder of that company. Social media posts made by the Pro Wrestling A Team X account confirmed that Tomohiko had passed away today after a long battle with liver cancer. It says here Tomohiko Hashimoto passed away peacefully on August 5th, 2025 at 7:55 in the morning. We express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has supported him. We will provide further updates in due course, but for now, please forgive us for sharing this news. Hashimoto was diagnosed with liver cancer back in 2024 with a successful radiofrequency ablation treatment, sending it into a remission for a short while. Hashimoto himself revealed in June 2025 that the cancer had returned and that he would need to take a leave of absence. And typically when the cancer returns, it becomes far more aggressive. After announcing the disease's return, Hashimoto seemed positive that he would return. He said, "I will definitely come back to the ring after curing my illness with Oriental medicine. I also have one more singles match with Kazuyuki Fujita and a goal to get revenge on. So please, please wait for me." Hashimoto's legacy in wrestling here says that Tomohiko was a veteran of professional wrestling, starting his career on April 14th, 2000. He found considerable success in DDT Pro Wrestling, capturing the KOD Tag Team Championship 3 times, as well as winning multiple tag leagues and tournaments. After his time with DDT came to an end, though, in 2006, Tomohiko became a freelance wrestler, mostly working with Apache Army and Cho Sento Producer, FMW. Give me 1 second. I lost the article. This is all coming from the takedown. Ethan Schlabach from Sports Illustrated here. Trying to get back to where I was. After his time with DDT came to an end in 2006, Tomohiko became a freelance wrestler. Yeah, working with FMW. We're going to scroll down here. One of the biggest contributions to the sport came when he founded Pro Wrestling A Team, a successor to Apache Army when the promotion folded. Hashimoto competed there and would go on to capture the WEW Openweight Championship and WEW Tag Team Championship multiple times, the promotion's top singles and tag titles. Outside of creating and running his own promotion, Hashimoto also helped introduce a talent that many consider one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. We all know her. We all love her. Io Sky is the one that he has brought to us, formerly known as Io Shirai. Io and her sister Mio Shirai represented Team McKeehan, a stable of wrestlers trained by Tomohiko Hashimoto, competing in multiple independent promotions around Japan, such as Pro Wrestling Wave, Joshi JWP, and Sendai Girls Pro Wrestling. This man will be leaving a very lasting impact through the woman that we all know as Io Sky. To everybody who is close to Hashimoto, we here at Turnbuckle Studios send you our condolences to the family and friends of him. When and we've stated this before, but when we lose a wrestler, it doesn't matter how far away they are or how close they are. It is like losing a brother in arms. And Hashimoto, may you rest in peace, good sir. But let's take a look. Let's move on. Let's move right on back to the States here. And we got some more sad news here. An AEW veteran has been sidelined with a very serious injury here. The fairy tale TNT championship reign of Dustin Rhodes has come to a tragic and premature end. This is according to Newsweek, a Newsweek article. A new report has confirmed that the wrestling veteran is set to undergo double knee surgery and will be out of action until at least 2026. This news comes just days after Rhodes lost the championship to Kyle Fletcher in a brutal street fight on AEW Collision. His reign, which began with an emotional victory at All in Texas, has been cut short after just one successful defense. On the July 26th episode of AEW Collision, Dustin Rhodes defended the TNT title against Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. During the violent street fight, Fletcher hit Rhodes in the head with a screwdriver before delivering a brainbuster to capture said championship. After the match, Fletcher continued the assault, targeting Rhodes' knee. The segment ended with the former champion being taken away on a stretcher. Rhodes later confirmed on social media that he would need a very invasive major surgery to shut down any speculation that this injury was a storyline. Dustin Rhodes has one of the most amazing careers I have ever seen as far as the pro wrestling industry goes, making his debut from where I remember back in the WWF in a feud with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, where him and Dusty Rhodes would form a tag team, of course, a father and son tag team, and challenge the two men known as Virgil and the $1 Million Man at the Royal Rumble, which ultimately led to one of the best babyface turns when Virgil turned on the $1 Million Man, clocking with a $1 Million title. But this wouldn't just be the end of Dustin's career there, as Dusty and Dustin would both depart the company not long after the Royal Rumble that year, where he would, him and his dad would move over to WCW, where Dusty would move. I think Dusty had retired from in ring and would move into more of like some backstage positions, doing commentary, all sorts of things to keep WCW on the go. Dustin would then move to WCW, winning multiple championships over there. Unfortunately, his WCW run came to a very unceremonious end when him and the Blacktop Bully would have a fight on the back of an 18-wheeler, a moving 18-wheeler, in which the Blacktop Bully would do a blade job, as would Dustin, which at the time in WCW was not allowed. So that would lead to them being fired. However, Vince McMahon would call him up and offer the character that turned Dustin's life around. And that, of course, is the one Gold Dust. He is most famously known for this role. Played him during the Attitude Era. The bizarre, androgynous, and controversial gimmick became iconic, and Dustin's incredible talent as a performer made it one of the most memorable characters of all time. He would then go on to wrestle in TNA and didn't quite have a successful run there as Black Reign. He would go back to the WWE and resume playing Goldust up until his departure, for which he would go to AEW. And the rest, as they say, that for his time there is history. just all I can say for you, Dustin, is we wish you the best of luck. We wish you a very speedy recovery. Hopefully, the knee injuries don't put an end to your career, because I know personally that ending a career on an injury is just, it's not the way you really want to go out. I mean, a lot of wrestlers dream of ways that they'd like to go out, whether it's headlining one final WrestleMania or headlining maybe against their first opponent, something along those lines. So all the respect to you, Dustin. We wish to see you back, hopefully soon enough. Get better, brother. That's all we've got to say. And I think it is now time. I think it is now time, as I'm looking through all my stories that I've decided to cover today. I think it's time for our showstopper segment.
On his feet. Oh my God in heaven!
Yeah, that's ladies and gentlemen, this is our showstopper segment, and as the title of our episode is, he's back. We're of course talking about Brock Lesnar and his shocking return at SummerSlam. As we all know, Cody Rhodes and John Cena had one heck of a street fight at SummerSlam. It was just bell to bell, those two men brawling, just doing everything they can. John Cena doing everything he can to retain the title, Cody doing everything he can. Everything he can to win the championship. But WWE has never felt more like WWE was just on fire with that show. And obviously, it seems to me that the feud that we are going to is John Cena. Now, the question I have is, when will that first match take place? I'm going to say it's taking place at Clash in Paris, because when they do these overseas tours, they like to have a lot of their top names: John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, all those guys. But yeah, this was just a shocking moment. And John Pollock here talks about how Lesnar just emerged, and this after Cody Rhodes prevailed and won the title. And this is a little bit on the strange side, because the last time that we saw Brock Lesnar in the ring was a loss to Cody Rhodes. I think it was at SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this is I'm wondering though, this is where I bring it to you guys, the viewers out there. What do we see John Cena or Brock Lesnar? What do we see him doing after John Cena? Because I get a feeling that a lot of John Cena's matches this year have been, with the exception of the matches with Cody Rhodes this year, have been a lot of just one-offs. Like we're gonna have our one final match and we're moving on. I've got to ask, is this going to be the same thing with Brock Lesnar? Do we see that one final match at Clash in Paris? And if that does happen, where do we go with Lesnar afterwards? Do we see Lesnar taking time off once again, or do we see him showing up in the Royal Rumble? We don't know what the terms of the deal is currently for Brock Lesnar here. Like I said, it was a shocking moment. We're going to get answers this coming Friday, as John Cena is scheduled to be at SmackDown. And I guarantee you there's going to be a challenge there. But I'm looking at some future opponents for Brock Lesnar, and there's a couple of guys on my list that that I think would be beneficial. And the first and foremost is Gunther. We've been wanting this match with Gunther and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for a few years now. And I think right now, if you can keep Lesnar till Mania, I think that is when you pull the trigger to have that match. Or maybe, we got the date, we got the show in Perth coming up too. You could even do it there, and it would still be a money match. Another match though that I think could be a money maker and a star making match for sure. Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar would be fire. You put those two in the ring and it's just going to be one physical battle. And heck, why not? Why not do this one as well? I mean, you got Braun Breaker. What about his partner, Bronson Reed? Right there. There's another physical match that I know Lesnar would love to have. And if he's coming up on, and if he's going to get called up to the main roster anytime soon, Obafemi would be another great choice for Brock Lesnar. I know I'm pairing all these like monster guys because let's face it, we're in a day and age right now with wrestling where the monster wrestler isn't exactly like your Giant Gonzalez, who, let's face it, wasn't a very good wrestler, or your Great Khali. We're in that day and age where the Giant wrestles just like the cruiserweight, and that's Brock Lesnar in a nutshell. Brock Lesnar could move around the ring like he was a cruiserweight. I really would like to see that when he goes up against if he goes up against Braun Breaker. The match with Gunther is going to be physical as well. Any match that, if he does have a match with Bronson Reed, that's going to be physical as well. So yeah, those are the men that I really would like to see here as well, taking on the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And I've got to wonder if he enters this whole thing with Paul Heyman. I mean, Paul Heyman has turned his back on Brock Lesnar quite a number of times. Do we see Roman, Jey Uso, and Brock Lesnar possibly form a trio and take on the Vision? That's, there's so many questions that were left, that were opened up because of Brock Lesnar's return. Is it just a one-off thing? Is it just him taking on John Cena and then going back to his own, to his private life? Is there multiple matches with this current deal? We won't know anything. And based off my thoughts on Karrion Kross and Scarlett, I doubt we are going to find out anything as to what the terms of the deal of this contract is for Brock Lesnar, and where and what he's got planned. I'm wondering actually if this is actually Brock Lesnar coming back to finish off what was remaining of his previous contract, because we don't know if he was let go from the WWE because of the controversies that we're not going to talk about, or even if there was just a pause on his contract while he got that sorted out. But you know what, guys? You know what you guys can get sorted out on? I think I've said all I can about the Brock Lesnar stuff here. But you know what you guys can get sorted out on, guys? Just taking a look at this. We, as the old Uncle Sam would say, we want you.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
That's right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. If you want more information on that, all you've got to do is head on over to turnbucklestudios.org. From there, you'll be able to meet the team, gather all the information you need about joining us with the Turnbuckle affiliation program. From there, also, you'll be able to find every program available out there, whether it's this show, Turnbuckle Talk, the Raw Patrol, SmackDown Security Detail. All of our shows are there, folks. And you know what? Since he's not here, well, you know what? While you're online, actually, I know a lot of people like to do a lot of online shopping. I know a lot of people like to go to Amazon, but you can also head on over to carlcarafel.redbubble.com, and from there you will be able to purchase all kinds of Turnbuckle affiliation program merchandise. Now, all the money that we get off of that goes right back into the business here. While you're online as well, you can head on over to Carl Carafel's Linktree. Give the man a follow. His Linktree is lanktr.ee/Carl Carafel, spelled KarlKarufel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow me at my socials, you can find me at my Linktree, lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. A little bit of a programming note: tomorrow's episode of the PlayStation Showcase, it will be back on the Turnbuckle Studios platform, but it will be a pre-taped episode. We will be returning live, not tomorrow, but the following Wednesday, with myself taking the reins. Ladies and gentlemen, though, it is time to bid you guys adieu, as I've covered everything I can cover and talked about what I can. But in the words of the immortal Carl Carafel, the world's a scary place. Take care of each other.
Flagship show setting the tone. In the world of wrestling we stand alone. With news and reviews we lead the way. Turnbuckle Talk every day. Turnbuckle Talk every day.